Hey, Michelle LLC. Hope you're awesome. Hope you're great. Listen, today we're going to be talking about what happens when somebody says something that sends you spiraling back into an experience in the past. How do you get through that? How do you walk through your self-reflection so that you can be empowered by it and not imprisoned by it? Life is a beautiful thing, especially when we allow access to infinite intelligence, its playground. If you remember nothing else, please remember and share with those you influence. You are a magnet guided by your thoughts and feeling. Pay attention to how you feel, especially when you think. It is a gauge to help you determine whether or not you're in alignment with what you say you want. Practice imagining the end results. Feel it in your core. Allow the energy to build up and use it to fuel your dreams. Use this to motivate yourself when you can't see how. Know your why is key. You were created on purpose for a purpose, and that is to be in the image of God. God has no limits, so neither do you. Hey, Michelle LLC. Again, super excited to share a moment that really had me OMG. So recently I had a conversation with somebody that I love completely about us moving forward and building some stuff as we move through the next couple years. And the conversation turned to essentially, to paraphrase and not really go into it as far, but that it's like that I'm lazy, and that I'm missing a certain drive and a certain tool that is needed for this experience. Now, that doesn't sit well with me, because what are you talking about? Like, I have drive, I have all these different things, but I have to respect the opinion and the expression off of what has been seen, what has been experienced, right? Man, what a crazy thing though. When that was said, it did not resonate with me. It kind of hurt my feelings. It sent me down a path that I needed to actually have some silence to really dive into where the feelings I was feeling were coming from, and what was taking place within me. And once I did that, it was amazing, because a message came from Eckhart Tolle about the mind and how feelings that you're feeling are a thought that you're buying into, but nothing's really happening. So whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, is just a thought. And so identify that thought. What is it from? Where did it come from? And this is what I've already known to do. And I was just like, for this message to come to me as this is taking place, I was just like, yes, this is what I need to do. So I started to dive into the actual feeling and look at what the scenarios were that brought that feeling up. And it took me back to when I was really little, and I was in schools or asking my parents for help around certain things that were new to me, and their frustration around me not getting it immediately, or their frustration around having to teach me something that maybe they didn't know how to teach me, and I wasn't understanding it, even though I was asking for help. A lot of those conversations would end with the teachers, the support staff, and my parents. It's like, oh, you don't want to do the work. You're being lazy. And I said, but I'm not being lazy. I'm not being lazy, and I do want to do the work. I just don't understand this, and I'm trying to understand what is taking place, like how this works. And I need you to explain it to me so I can do it. And so what was said over and over again is like, oh, you don't want to do the work. Oh, stop being lazy. Stop being lazy. You just don't want to do the work. And it's like, that wasn't true. I literally can pinpoint moments moving back from like eighth grade to probably about 3 or 4 years old, where it's like, oh, you just don't want to do the work. And it's like, but I do want to do the work. It's just, it's a lot for me to take on, and I need some assistance. I need some help. Which brings me to the whole aspect that it's like, this journey right here is a solo journey. Nobody's coming to help you. So if that's the case, and we don't recognize that it's like we're creating rules and regulations off of these experiences, and we've created rules and regulations off of these experiences. So now, while I'm sitting here thinking that this is what this is, right? This when I'm doing something new, it's going to be difficult, and people are going to think that I'm lazy. So should I try? Should I bother? Or should I give up? Because it's like it's gonna, even if I give 100%, it's always gonna come out that I'm lazy and I'm not doing it. Or do I push through, and it's like, it doesn't matter what people think, and this is what I'm giving to myself. Like, all of these things start to come into fruition in terms of how we start to move through these spaces. Oh, what am I doing to my hair? So crazy. Anyways, we start to have these experiences and move through these places where it's like, okay, what is this? What is this that is taking place, right? And we don't realize that these things are taking place. So this person says essentially, my ability to be a soldier is not there, and that I'm lazy. Now, I'm not saying this person was just outright calling me lazy, but it's like, this is kind of the conversation. And it zooted me back into this moment where I was with these people. And I started to see how my thought process around this has created something that I've been carrying a long time, versus being in a space where it's like, no, they were lazy. They didn't want to do the work in terms of getting me to understand it, because they got frustrated, because it wasn't just like, oh, here's how you do it, click. No, I needed a little bit more support. I needed a little bit more help. And that was frustrating to them for whatever reason, what it is. Like, that, me being lazy was never the case. I was asking the questions. I was showing up to do the work, and I was wanting to know how. Now, this is where a rewrite comes in, where it's like, okay, so what are you gonna do? Well, right now, I have these tendencies of like kind of putting things off, because of the fact that it's like, why would I want to go up against this adversity? Because I had deemed it as being painful and frustrating. When the reality is that now I see the things that are painful and frustrating as training and gifts of readiness, right? It's preparation. And I see it in a totally different way, which is so amazing, because now I'm empowered in it instead of imprisoned in it. Even before this conversation, I've been imprisoned in this thing of like immobility, because I don't want to experience somebody's criticism. So the best way to not get criticized is to not do anything, because then guess what? You don't have to hear you're not doing it right, because I was so used to that. So it's like, to rewrite these little rules and regulations within myself is like a beautiful thing, because there's nothing but me. There's nothing but this expression. There's nothing but my own understanding. Again, no one's coming to save me. So the people that are showing up are here to support and guide and help us see. So, I mean, it's been a beautiful thing to have somebody that loves me enough to bring some of these things to light and ask these questions and actually demand excellence from themselves, which makes it imperative that I show up with excellence, because that truly is what it is. Like, their expectation is excellence at all times. And a lot of people, because I wasn't demanding excellence for myself, I was entertaining those that weren't demanding it from themselves either. So these shifts can be difficult. These shifts can be a lot, but they're worth it when you walk through and you really go through the fire to get to the results that you desire. So that is my experience. recognizing the frustration or the pain, going back to the source, seeing what it stems from, identifying that, looking at it from a clearer perception to where you can remove the things that are imprisoning you and create empowering movements and rules around these, or just belief systems, or you can just kind of let go of the belief systems altogether. But you can rework it to empower you, and then put something in place to make this a new space for you. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. But I do have to point out, isn't that the coolest pyramid behind me? I thought that was so awesome. That it's like this pyramid and the clouds are just kind of floating about. The shadow is awesome. So anyways, I'm Michelle LLC, underneath the pyramid, thinking about how to rewrite something that blasts you back into the past that needs to be rewritten. Have an amazing day. See you later. Oh, I forgot. Share, like, subscribe, and comment below. All right, thanks. Have a great day.